Alright, we're going to teach you how to make a knit stitch, and we're going to teach you the easy one that's not as complicated as what I learned. Alright, I'm Kira, and I'm here to teach you today how to knit. It can be frustrating to learn to knit. Hopefully we've broken it down so it's simple, but remember, smile, take your time. If you feel frustrated, put the needles down. Don't hurt anybody, they're pointed, okay? Okay, so if you haven't already watched, there's another video on how to cast on, but we're going to go ahead and start from our cast on stitches and show you how to make a knit stitch. We've got 14 stitches on here. It doesn't matter how many you have. The knit stitch is always the same whether you've got 20 stitches or whether you've got 120. So we're going to start. There's a couple of different rhymes. There's an old rhyme that's been used for a long time, where you, and I will go through it quickly and then I'll slow way down. You go under the fence, you catch your sheep, you back we come, off we leap. That's a knit stitch. Okay, now we're going to slow it way down. Here's what you do. You've got a needle in each hand. You can see kind of how I'm holding them. It's just relaxed. I've got my pinkies curled around them, thumb and finger. I'm going to take the needle on the right hand side and push it up in between. You can see right there, in between the stitch. And that's what you want to do, and you want to wrap from the outside in your right hand around between them to the front, just like that. Then you're going to bring your needle back. And the whole point is to try to keep your yarn right in there on your needle. And then when you've got it, you're just allowing the stitch to slip off your left hand needle. So now I've got 2 stitches. Let's go at this again. Think of it this way. We'll go tech with everybody. You're going to make a Facebook post, okay? Make your post, let other people wrap their minds around it for a little while. Then they oftentimes will comment or send a post back. Oh, like this. And then if you want, say you didn't like their comment or post, you can take it off your Facebook page. So that'll help you remember. You're going to make your post, let other people wrap their minds around it. They might send one back, and you can take it off if you want. So let's do this again. Without the lingo. Stitch it, take your needle on your right hand side, stick it in between that right there, wrap from the back to the front, and it'll click in between those needles. You'll kind of feel it after a while. Bring it back towards you, your right needle, and make sure you hang on to that yarn. You can see it kind of slide in there. Then you come off your left hand needle and you've got another stitch. Show you one last time. We're going to take it underneath, in between those two. That's the big thing. Like you can see my yarn's wanting to separate and it's not wanting to go all the way through. Go back until you've got all the yarn, just like that. Bring it around between, then come back and off. And you just made knit stitches. That's it. We'll just speed it up here and get to the end of our row. I also would encourage you to use metal needles. When you're starting out, you tend to be very tense as a knitter. So if you use wooden needles, a lot of times they don't slide very well. Later you might want to switch, but I would encourage you very much to start with metal needles. Also, beware of your yarn. This one's been used and put back a couple times, so it wants to split. That's why you can see these fibers coming apart once in a while. Try to use a new yarn if you can, so that you don't run into that. When you're starting, it can be very frustrating. Be patient. No one learns to knit without a little bit of trouble. Okay, so you can see I don't have any needles, or I don't have any stitches left on my left hand needle. Here's what you're going to do. This needle is just going to magically shift over like that. We'll do it again. It was in my hand, I was holding it, it just switches right over like that. And now you're looking at the back side of your knit stitches. So you can see these little ridges, and what you do is you would just start all over again. You take your empty needle in your right hand side and put it, you can see it looks a little bit different because you've got this bump. Go above the bump, not through it, not below it, above it. And let's get a look at this above it. This is what it's going to look like when you turn it this way. It's going above the bump, up through here, and you're going to wrap around again, pull it back and off. Again, there's your bump, come underneath, wrap around, and back. Same stitch, just looks a little bit different because you've got the bump from your previous knit stitch. Same thing, underneath, in between those two pieces of yarn, come around, pull it back, and let it come off your left hand needle.